Also, if the picture falls, we'll explain later. Never mind. I heard that thing and I was like, what was that? But yeah, man, that's basically the.
Dude, you could not have. Dude, Mary was just like, yeah. Dude, you're right.
Right? We were like, Freddy, 1, 2.
I know. You'll see the world. Like early style.
Yeah. Alrighty.
We are officially starting
We are.
the first day of our podcast,
Let's
man.
do this. Yep. This was. Okay, well, first, go ahead.
No, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
This was so, like, how do you say this? Spontaneous.
So, yeah. like no coordination for this whatsoever.
We'll show you our setup later. But,
Yeah.
I took a video. Did you see me?
No, I didn't see you. Did you
did
start recording like the process of us like getting all this set up?
Yeah, because I was sending it to I was sending it to someone, and oh yeah. Anyways, that's the point. But yeah, we'll show you guys later. But yeah, it was so spontaneous. Like you said, we were literally scraping glue off the wall.
Yep.
And I honestly think that you came up with the idea, and I was like, yeah, let's do it.
No, yeah.
And I thought you were kidding, and then you said something about when are we starting? And I saw a message, and I was like, oh, he's being for real. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
YOLO, man. Yeah, it was totally like out of nowhere. Like I said, we were just scraping a wall, trying to get set up for that room. And I think we were just having like a good conversation. And like you said, I don't remember if it was me or if it was you, but one of us just said like, let's start a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And here we are on the first day of, drumroll for the name, man, the Thorns of Truth podcast. That's amazing. Do you want to start off by like saying a little bit about ourselves, and then we can basically explain the name for the whole thing?
Sure. About ourselves?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I'm Kevin. I am a cradle Catholic. I'm 22 years old. And I just want to save souls. So pray for me, because I need prayers, a lot of prayers. But yeah, that's it about me, I guess.
I mean,
or would you like me to say something else?
No, we're good. We can just keep it simple and then build on as we go.
Yeah.
But I'm Sebastian. I'm 19, and I've been like seriously Catholic for like almost 2 years now. So I'm pretty new to the faith. I don't want anyone listening thinking that like we're anyone like theologians, anything special, like the next pope or anything. And I think
we're just two dudes trying to better the world, be Christ-like, because Christ called us to be like him. So yeah.
Amen. Yeah, that's honestly like I was gonna save it for later after we explain the name, but that was basically like when we were talking about podcasts, because I want to go into your idea of what we had before, like it was even like a set thing or what we agreed that it was gonna be on. But for me, I feel like most Catholic podcasts are people that are like have studied for like so many years and they like know everything, or like they're already like a priest. They're so determined in youth ministry. Shout out, Mr. Gabe. But I feel like you barely hear anything from like the laity and people that are still figuring it out.
Yeah.
So that was kind of like that would be like a great thing to hear, and that's something that I wish that I could find. So like if you don't find it, Mary, hook us up. So Mary, help us out so we can be the ones to do it. So that was basically my thing.
Yeah.
So do you want to go like into the name first, or do you want to?
Sure. One thing that I was going to mention that you said, yeah, like we're just normal dudes, you know what I'm saying? So don't take us as like theologians and stuff. So we're learning with you guys. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Is that correct? Right?
We are definitely learning.
Yeah, we are definitely interested. We are not perfect. But yeah, so the name, the Thorns of Truth. So basically, we see the crown of thorns that Jesus has, correct? And the second sorrowful mystery is the crown of thorns, and we meditate on how the third
hiding in the garden, scourging in the field, and then the crown of thorns.
Sorry, the third. We're starting bad.
We're just showing that we're human. We're just showing that we're human. Yeah, absolutely.
But yes, the crowning of thorns, right? We meditate on how he was mocked, how he was spit on, and those thorns. If you, I don't know where I saw it, but they're like an inch. You know what I'm saying? And they literally like, if you see the shroud of Turin,
Mm-hmm.
you see the thorns going in.
Yeah, the full
Right?
like
Yeah.
piercing.
And of
Yeah.
course, that hurt. You know. And he is who he says he is. He is the the truth and the life.
Mm-hmm.
Thorns hurt. So the name would be Thorns of Truth. The truth hurts. And as much as we don't want to hear the truth, we need the truth. And it hurts. It hurts to hear the truth. Because when I was growing up, you know what I'm saying, even then, now, people say, hey, that's not good to do. And I want to do it, but I can't. Why? Because I want to be Christ-like. Mary said to be Christ-like.
Yeah.
And it hurts me because, like, I want to do my own thing. You know what I'm saying? But I know that I can't.
No, yeah. Self-denial is something like so big into the faith that I feel like I feel like a lot of people feel like if you don't delve into it automatically, into like as soon as you get into faith, I gotta deny myself everything that I desire, and without hesitation, that you're gonna like exhaust yourself so quickly, because like that's something that takes a lot of time, and I feel like people need to accept that. And it's just about tiny steps. Everything in our faith, I feel like it's tiny steps. Nobody except those given the gift of God, the gift by God. Nobody is born like being perfect in any way at all. Like we're all born with a stain of sin. We all have our own individual or our individual struggles, and we all have our predominant defects. So self denial, somebody might be amazing at it. Somebody might be like 30 years in the faith and still struggling at it.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's something that we really need to open our eyes to, and I feel like that's gonna be, like you said, we all struggle with it for a long time, and it's going to be really hard to connect. And I think it's going to be something great that we can connect along with the podcast, because I have things I have to deny myself in, like right now. Yeah, like when we started in prayer, like towards the end, we were like, we want to consecrate this to Mary, but sometimes people struggle to do that. They consecrate things for themselves, and they still want to be seen in a way.
Yeah.
So like with this podcast, like obviously we consecrated it to Mary, but we really hope that through it we become invisible, and if we mess up and this gets to like episode 3, we just become like humbled by it, and then we do to what Mary and God are really calling us for.
Yeah. Also, if the picture falls, we'll explain later. Never mind. I heard that thing and I was like, what was that? But yeah, man, that's basically the
dude, you could not have, dude. Mary was just like, yeah, dude, you're right.
Right? Yeah, that's okay.
At least you said it before it fell. You said it before it fell. Well, now is the time to give context. Now is the perfect time.
So, you know,
yeah.
First, you see the white little spots, right? They're not sticky anymore. We tried our best, but they're not sticky anymore. So yeah, but like we said, we can dive into spiritual warfare, right?
No, yeah, we can totally bring this around. Yeah.
First of all, yeah, that is the name, you know. So yeah, spiritual warfare.
Yeah, spiritual warfare. No, yeah. So, do you want to go into what spiritual warfare is, or do you just want to explain the context of that right now? Because I don't want people thinking like automatically any one thing that happens. That thing's been falling like all week.
Oh yeah.
So I don't want.
No, it's been falling forever. We usually have it on like this little chair, but we decided to put it up there just because we didn't want like a blank space there. But yeah, so that's the context. But so there's no ghost, you know. But yeah, spiritual warfare. Spiritual warfare is real. We do not see it, but it is 100% real. And I've been noticing something that I've been doing now, which is, I think I mentioned this to you last night actually, but I don't remember. I mentioned it to someone, but
Yeah.
what I've been doing is, like, I used to struggle, well, I still do 100% with trusting God.
Mm-hmm.
So what I do now is just pray 1 Our Father, 3 Hail Marys, and I'm just like, you know what? It is what it is. Do your will, and I'll accept it. If this doesn't turn out the way I like it, I like the way I want, it's fine.
It's probably for a better reason in the long run, yeah.
Because it must be able. And honestly, bro, it's been really helpful because it has turned out the way I want. It has turned out the way I want, and it's, well, actually, like today, right now, I was like, you know what? Help us find a place to record. I was expecting to record in another room because it was just open, but then this guy came in. He was like, "Oh, do you need the door open?" And I was like, yeah, let's do it. Whatever, let's do it." And we were
Jesus and
just
Mary pull
right.
through every time,
That's what
man.
I'm saying. Yeah, and yeah, we were just talking, and it's funny because he was like, "Oh, so where are you from?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm from Mexico." I was like, "Cool. When did you get here?" Like, "Oh, I got here when I was 8." And he was like, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." And like, "Oh, I came here when I was 8 too." So that was pretty cool. I was like, little connection.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, if you guys ever, it's hard to trust God. It is. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah.
But one little tip that I could give you and anybody who's watching this is just pray on our Father, 3 Hail Marys, and just give it to God.
Yeah, and even if you're struggling like with that, I heard a talk once that it was so beautiful because I feel like so many people they don't understand the strength of a devout prayer, like a prayer from the soul and from the bottom of the heart. I personally, and theologians in the future come at me if it's necessary, it's okay. But I personally believe that one devout cry of the name Jesus, just putting your head down and from the bottom of your heart and from the bottom of your soul, you're just saying the name Jesus devoutly is stronger than knowing every prayer in the book and just saying the words. So I feel
Yeah.
like that's something that a lot of people have to keep in consideration. If you feel like your prayers or your faith is based off of knowledge, that that's not it at all. Yeah, it has to come from faith and from your heart. And yeah, I totally understand what you're saying about sometimes like it's difficult like trusting in God. I remember there was a point in my life that I was doing a lot of things just for like satisfaction and I'll admit it right now. I just lived for satisfaction. Like whatever. As soon as like I ran dry on joy in one aspect of my life, I would switch off to one thing. I did martial arts for years. I ran from that because I stopped feeling joy. I went to soccer, and it was a constant loop of searching for satisfaction. And that kind of is what brought me to my faith. That there has to be something that will bring you infinite joy, and we found who they are now. But yeah, that's a big thing in our faith. And one thing that reminds me, because the first thing that I feel like faith wise is for anything is like acknowledgement. You have to realize where you are, because if you don't realize you're drowning, you're not going to start realizing I gotta swim.
Yeah.
So for me was whenever I felt like I doubted, the way I pray is I like to listen to the words of Jesus in my head. So whenever I felt like I was like not fully like trusting in Him, I would constantly hear like the phrase "Oh ye of little faith" repeat in my head, and that was like a hammer like striking my heart back to back to back to back
Mm-hmm.
because I can't like those are like the biggest fear. Those are like the biggest things that I fear. Like as a Catholic, so many people are like, "Oh, my biggest fear is going to hell." But something that I feel like would terrify me and tear me to shreds. Yeah, obviously hell. But getting to the gates and hearing that phrase, like, "I don't know you. I never knew you,"
Mm-hmm.
or
Apart from me, I never knew you.
"Depart from me. I never knew you," or "Oh, ye of little faith." Those are things that destroy me. Those are things that are terrifying to me. So that yeah, like you said, there's a lot of ways that we can like grow and change and life in that way.
Yeah. Something that you said that you switched off from like martial arts to this to that. I did that as well, but something that I learned by going to the gym is that we need to have discipline in everything in life. It's, regardless if it's work, especially prayer. Prayer, like we need to have discipline saying we need to pray this at this time or this at this time or whatever. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If you get what I mean?
No, yeah, yeah.
Because without discipline, then we're just gonna fail. We're just gonna fail. And something else that you said that you can have all the knowledge in the world, but if you don't have faith, then what's the point? I think I'm not sure who said this, but I think it was Saint Thomas Aquinas, who was like, I would rather have like, I guess, a lot of faith than all of this knowledge that I have. Because that's very true. Some of the most devout Catholics are like they don't really know much of apologetics and stuff, but their faith is amazing. Their faith is strong, and that's something that we all should strive for. Yeah, of course, we should be able to defend the faith 100%. Every Catholic should be able to defend their faith, but having faith, genuine faith, is amazing.
Yeah. I mean, you hear all the stories of like the saints that had like the stigmata, or they saw apparitions, or they would like Saint Joseph Cupertino. He would literally just fly, bro. Like,
Right?
but like heaven, I forget who heaven says that the highest in heaven, like you won't even the highest like level of heaven, you won't even recognize who those people are. And I bet you those people had like no like extra push towards their faith. I think it truly comes from their heart, and not having to see. What is one of the beatitudes? Blessed are those who do not see, or something like that. Do you remember which one it is?
What Jesus said?
Yeah, people listening to the podcast are gonna be like, "Damn, am I gonna want to listen to the dude that doesn't know his beatitudes?" But
Like I said, we're learning to. But no, I don't know. I know Jesus said in the Bible, "Blessed are those who believe but have not seen." Because remember when Thomas came to him,
yeah,
um, and he was like, "I will not believe until I touch his the side and the what's it called, the nails, his
the
hand, his the hole in the nails for his hand."
yeah.
That's what he said. But yeah, okay, we can cut this part out.
We'll cut this out. We'll cut this out. Dude,
It's going good though. I
fine.
feel like at least. No.
No, yeah. I honestly felt like that nothing needed to be cut out so far. But I'm really upset that I cannot find this beatitude. Beatitudes in the Bible. Blessed are those who do not see. Blessed are those who have not seen and yet have believed.
Yeah. That's okay, Thomas. Saint Thomas. It's weird to call the apostles saints.
But
You know what
I
I'm
get what
saying?
you're
I mean, like
saying.
they are saints, of course, but it's weird to call them saints because, like, imagine we just hear from the letter to the Philippians from
The Apostle
the
Paul.
Apostle Paul, Saint Paul, saying,
Oh, reading from the Blessed Apostle.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just weird. I just call them Apostle James, Apostle Matthew. You know, I don't know. It's weird, but I guess the respective name is. Well, we all called to be apostles or disciples, at least. So yeah.
Dang, dude, I can't speak. Apostolic succession, man. Apostolic succession.
Apostolic succession. It's amazing.
Did you? I realized we totally skipped past you saying what you thought, was in your heart for the podcast before you and I even like came together about it. So what was that for you? Because I know that together we're like, we want to save souls, and we want people to have the comfort of knowing that there's faith in those that don't know everything. And I know that's something that we agreed on. But what was it for you before like we even sat together and talked about this?
Well, like I said, it was just spontaneous, so I didn't really think about it much. I was just like, yeah, let's do it. But I guess it would be one, to save souls, like you said. Two, just to show that Catholics, yeah, we have rules, but we can also have fun. We can have conversation. We can have this, that. You know what I'm saying?
No, totally.
Yeah, we can be normal people.
We joke. We're allowed to joke. It's not a sin to
yeah,
joke.
yeah.
And if it is, I'm in a lot of trouble.
But it's not. But yeah. But yeah, I guess that's just my goal for the podcast. For the podcast is just to be myself and just try to save souls along the way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So,
You.
do you want to do testimonies? Do you want me to go first? Do you want
You
to
can
go
go first if
first?
you want. You.
Hey.
I
Okay.
can go. My purpose
No,
is
that's good, man. But
ready.
we'll show you the
Yeah.
chair. The whole
It's set
inventions. The whole set is like
up.
a danger to everyone here, but
But they would keep it
they're
safe.
they're keeping us
Yeah,
safe.
yeah, yeah.
And
All
if
right,
anything, they're the most stable things
ready?
right now. Just like life, Jesus and Mary are the most stable things.
Yeah.
But
That's what matters. Us, we can fall. It's whatever. But they're not falling.
segue, our nature is to fall. We'll save that for another podcast, for another episode.
Foreshadowing.
But
Anyways,
yeah, rock paper scissors shoot. Rock paper scissors shoot. Rock paper scissors shoot.
best out of three or
Okay. Rock paper scissors shoot.
okay.
Okay.
I guess. Um. So, like I said, my name is Kevin. I was born in Mexico. Um, born in Mexico, and my journey to Catholicism, I guess, started when I was there. My mom, she used to take me to church, and I think I played as the angel Gabriel coming to Mary.
Oh, like the Annunciation.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For some Christmas thing. I don't know why it was Christmas, but whatever.
And that was still in Mexico.
Yeah, that was in Mexico still.
Mexico. Mm-hmm.
And it's just kind of like foreshadowing of like God always like, I guess, coming to me.
Being an aspect of your life.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, that happened, and whatever. Anyways, so long story short, my dad, he cheated on my mom, and I think honestly, I really do think that he asked me to lie about it to my mom, and I think I did or I didn't. I don't remember how she found out, but that's besides the point. Anyways, my dad cheated on my dad, so that kind of really hurt, you know.
And that affected your faith.
It did in a sense of like I don't really have a father figure. You know what I'm saying?
Totally.
Well, now I do because my stepdad and he's the best. Trust me. Oh, I love him so much. But that's the point. Um, yeah. So then we came to America because with my stepdad, and I went to middle school, Ollie Middle School. That's where I started doing a lot of bad stuff. That's the first time that I skipped school, and I don't know how. This was weird. My mom said that she saw me, on the road skipping school. I really didn't see
You
her.
didn't even go in. She just dropped you off, and you walked on the sidewalk. You didn't even let her drive away.
No. So no. So while I was skipping, I was going towards the place. I was with my friends. Well, not friends, but I was with
with your accomplices.
with my accomplices.
Okay. Okay.
I was with my friends. I was going in the car. They were driving, and my mom said that she saw me because honestly, that was a way to go to work for her. But she should have left to work a long time ago. You know what I'm saying?
Kim was like, my plan was thought out, but
yeah. Anyways, she saw me. She didn't say anything until I got home. She was like, "So where were you?" I was like, "School." You know what I'm saying? Like, "Oh, really? Why I get a call?" Like, "Oh, I don't know. I just missed school. I mean, I just missed the period. The teacher didn't know."
take attendance.
Yeah, she didn't take attendance. She didn't pay attention. I was there. I'm like, okay, whatever. She didn't say anything about it. Um, yeah, so that's the first time I skipped, and then
So
I
she didn't question you again, like in that day.
no,
Like
and
she
that
didn't
day,
like say like I know like you skipped.
I don't think so. I think she said it the next day, and
Okay.
that's when I got in trouble. Well, I think she was waiting for my dad to get home.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't really remember that day. But that was the first time I did like anything like I guess bad. But after that, I actually started smoking. I started doing some drugs that I'm not gonna mention. It's fake podcast. But most of the drugs that you think about, I've done, which isn't something that I'm not proud of. But at the same time, I'm just like this all led me to where I am now.
Mm-hmm.
So thanks be to God, I'm not like that anymore. But I do have, I guess, regrets. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. We all
But
definitely
but I
have
am
regrets.
thankful that I am here now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I started doing drugs. I did feel really like I feel like my dad leaving my mom did affect me in the aspect of like I said, not having anybody to look up to. Yes, of course, my stepdad was there, but he was always working. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He was always working, and when I came to faith formation, it was my second year. Gabe and Gabe and Claire, they they showed me such an amazing like welcoming. You
Yeah,
know?
I didn't know Mr. Gabe was. He said like last class that he's only been like a youth minister for like 5 years.
Yeah.
I had no idea about that. The way
Yeah.
he talks, man, I would have thought he like
Yeah, because he was a teacher before.
came out the womb just with a
Like
mini
this kid.
microphone.
Okay, guys. So today we're gonna talk about the rosary. Um, but yeah, no. Well, he's gonna be saying that to our doctors. Like when he came out the womb, he's gonna be saying that to our doctors.
Oh yeah,
Rosary. But yeah. So I was still doing drugs when from middle school to like it's funny because I graduated. I mean, I graduated. I came second year of faith formation when I was a senior, so I was kind of late to it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But yeah, I came and I did not want to come. I always had like um, gang related stuff. I was just like, whatever. I don't want to be here. I'm just coming because my mom is dragging me. You know what's funny?
The way you represent. Let me tell you something.
Let me tell you something. So when my mom used to bring us to mass,
Okay.
bro, me and my brother used to be glad the mass was over. We used to make fun of the priest. We used to make fun of the priest. You know when he says, esta misa terminado, puedes ir en paz.
Y todo el mundo dice gracias
Yeah,
a Dios.
it's gracias a Dios. I was like, oh,
Demos gracias.
thank God that it's over.
Kevin literally meant
You literally,
demos
like,
gracias.
I was like, demos gracias, and I was like, thank God it's over. I don't want to be here.
Mm-hmm.
But now, bro,
Mm-hmm.
I'm
A little more, Father. A little more.
Right, just a little more. Then, yeah, what was I?
You were talking about how you got here and you were like in your senior year.
Yeah.
So you were saying that you still got here a little bit late, which I totally understand, man. I think I got here my first year of college. I got here late, but yeah, go ahead.
I mean, it's never too late.
Never too late.
Never too late. You've been on deathbed, but that's for another topic. But yeah, man. So I got here on my senior year, and I was still doing drugs. At this point, I was like just doing whatever I wanted. Um, I was heavily in mortal sin,
Mm-hmm.
So I came here, and Mr. Gabe was just talking about the rosary. He kept talking about it. 4 rosaries a day, 4 rosaries a day. And I was like, you know what? Whatever. I'll give it a try. I went to this. We were going to this retreat, and Claire was. I don't know why she said this, but it was random. This was actually, I think, after I graduated. It was random. She was like, "Hey, do you want to come with me and Star to look at this retreat? There's a retreat place that we're gonna go to." And I was like, "Sure, why not?" So I went. It was pretty fun. And there's this story there that she said that I don't remember if it was a friend or it was somebody to her, somebody that she knows, that she was Catholic. She was devout. She was devout Catholic,
Mm-hmm.
and she went to college. And she started doing all these things, drugs and everything. And her friends were devil worshippers.
I know exactly where this is going. I know exactly what story you're talking about. It's a great story.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they were devil worshippers, and I don't remember what happened, but basically she was about to do something, and or she was about to do something with her friends.
Mm-hmm. And I'm guessing based off how the story goes towards the end, this woman was like probably consecrated already to the Virgin Mary. She was?
Yeah, she was.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
She was she did a consecration like way before when she was a devout Catholic. So yeah, she was going and she was about to do something with her friends, and I think she was the last one to go, and
she was about to go into the whatever Satanists call it, like the temple.
Yeah,
I
think so. I don't remember.
Definitely really not a mass. Not gonna call it a mass. But
yeah, no. I mean, it would. We refer to it as a black mass, but still.
That's what they call it.
Yeah, they call it black mass because it's a desecrated Eucharist.
Mm.
Ugh. So yeah.
We both just yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah. So they were gonna go, and basically what the friends said to her was like, "Oh, we can't take you because a woman won't let us take you." And she was like, "What woman?" Like the woman right there, and that woman was Mary. 'Cause she was
Didn't
already
they
con-
describe her as like the most beautiful
Yeah,
woman like they
yeah,
have
I think
ever
so.
seen?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I really don't remember because this was a while ago. I do not remember the full story, but gist of it.
No, yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, um, basically, she was like, "You can't go because the woman won't let us take you," and she didn't go, and she returned, I guess, to the Catholic faith and everything. But yeah, being consecrated to Mary is which actually I'm doing a consecration right now. But yeah, that's the point. I went off topic with my testimony. I'm sorry.
No, no, no. It all wraps up. You were talking about you were getting back, and I think the way you were connecting it, and correct me if you're wrong, since you're talking about how you felt like you were so far gone,
Mhm.
and then you came back and it was kind of late. Imagine it in the perspective of this woman that she
Yeah.
was growing like all the time as a woman that was even devout, that was fully devout, and you said she was even consecrated to Mother Mary,
Yeah.
and then like okay, yeah, we all struggle through our stuff. You went into drugs, and you felt, and like, that probably made you feel like you were like the worst human ever. And, like looking
Yeah.
back now, but from this point of view, this woman went to like she was knocking on the enemy's house, like trying to go to what you
Yeah.
said was called the Black Mass, right? And Mary went and said, "You can't take her; she's mine." So I
Yeah.
feel like that just shows like you're never too far gone.
Yeah.
Like absolutely, like
You will always be Mary's child.
always,
Yeah.
always,
Even
always,
if you
always.
don't want to. Even for you Protestants, it says in the Bible. I'm
Well, the side
sorry.
eye, the side eye. Okay.
I love you guys, but
You're our
Mary
brothers
is
and
our mother.
sisters.
Yeah. Um, the Bible, Revelation 12 says, and the dragon went to make war with the children. Those possess the the name of Christ. They possess the name of Christ. They are Christians. Um, they are children of Mary. But anyways, that's the point. Um, so yeah, I was heavily in sin. Then I went to this place with Star and Claire, and they were praying for rosaries. So I was like, all right, whatever,
Let
I'll
me
pray
just
for
hop
rosaries.
in. Hmm.
Yeah. So we
Did you
prayed for.
take? Did you think anything like strongly of it, or were you just like, oh, just like
No, I was just like, all
go
right,
with the flow
whatever.
of it at the
Yeah.
moment? Yeah.
I was just like, all right, cool. I'll just follow them. Whatever they're doing, I'm gonna do. And I did it. And I, since that day, I have not. Well, now I don't really pray for rosary day. I only pray like one.
Mm-hmm.
But I did pray for rosaries since that day. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. I was like, whatever. I'll give it a try. And four rosaries day have changed my life forever. Because now I'm just like, okay, I'm yours. Let's do it. And I'm still struggling. My testimony is just every day, each and every day, because after that happened, I was here. I was a core team member, whatever. I went to Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
Went to Mexico, and I did. I actually started like reading the Bible, like, by myself, and had my own interpretation, which
About yourself? What do you mean, like connecting it and like when connecting into the things you lived through, or what do you mean, like reading the Bible,
like just
about yourself?
I was just reading the Bible, right?
Okay.
And it says I read a part where it says the children of Mary, and I was like, wait, hold up, what? Excuse me, what's going on? ¿Qué está pasando? You know.
My mom's not named Mary.
um, like I was like, Mary doesn't have other children, but Jesus. But it says here that she has other children. What's going on? You know what I'm saying? So I texted my mom, and she was like, "That's for you to figure out," because she didn't want to. Because
No, yeah.
she didn't want to be like, "Oh, we're Catholic. I'm gonna force you to be Catholic." No. So she was like, "That's for you to figure out. Figure it out."
I think that set you up for a lot.
Yeah, it did. It did. Because I was going to leave the Catholic faith. One, I came in because of Mary, and I was gonna leave because of Mary. You know what I'm saying?
Like this has gotta be. Not yeah.
So I went to figure it out myself, and the Greek word there for brothers and sisters is actually cousins. And since I was in Mexico we had my mom's house, my grandma's house, my tia's house, and we're
Mhm.
basically all one house. And
Exactly. Yeah.
I call my cousins they're my sisters. You know what I'm saying? Because I grew up with them since, I mean, from the time that I left, and even then, when I went back, I was welcomed like a brother.
Mm-hmm.
I was there with them. Um, so yeah, I understood I guess the mindset that they had back then of calling your cousin brother and sister.
Yeah, there's a lot of interpretations. And that's obviously one. The other ones that I heard was like back in those times, like if an aunt or an uncle died, which if I remember correctly, and I feel terrible because I always forget the Mary's like the visitation of Mary. She visits her aunt, right?
Saint Elizabeth.
Yeah, Thank you for the name, but she was older, and there's an interpretation that says that back in those times, if I thought someone knocked on the door,
Right.
back in those times, you just see in the video, brother.
The fridge.
Back in those times, if the older would die, then it was adopted into the family. Not that Mary had other children physically, like Mary ever went into labor again, but she had the role of basically adopting those children, and then by that, Jesus called those children his brothers and sisters. In the
Yeah.
same way that he called us, like the Gentiles,
Yeah.
brother and sister. So yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. Well, this testimony is so long. I'm so sorry.
Oh, you're good, man.
So
You're
yeah,
good. We're really getting to know you.
yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that's what happened, and I figured it out. And eventually, I loved apologetics. I loved typology, Mariology. Everything about the Bible. I love it. I loved it. Still do. And I went and I started doing TikTok videos, and this is what, like, everything. I was like, okay, let me teach. Let me do this. Let me do that. And that's everything, I guess. And now I'm just me. Hi.
And
Here.
now we're here.
Now we're here. Yep. I don't do TikTok videos anymore, but it's fine. You know what I'm saying?
Denied the contract.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Sorry, hello. If you're watching this, sponsor me again.
Hello, sponsor
Us.
Sponsor us.
Yeah. This is Mary. Come on.
No,
But
yeah,
man,
yeah.
that's me. It's me. Also, is it still recording?
Yeah, I can check.
Yeah, let's
But
check.
I'm pretty sure. Do you imagine? That would
Right?
be insane. Oh, that chair is gonna fall in like a minute. Yeah, we're good, man.
Okay.
We've been recording for like 30 minutes.
Okay. And if we need to switch out phones, then or like if we need to stop the recording.
Are you doing voice memos just in case?
I'm not. I forgot. I was thinking about that. You want me to start right now?
It's sure, but
Yeah, right. Sorry. Like, we'll just put a black screen after. Like, sorry, our thing stopped.
transitions. We're practicing when we start editing this to practice our transitions.
Right.
No, man. No, dude, I was so worried that we were gonna stop recording.
Right.
Bloopers.
That's funny.
But
All right, it's recording now.
but my testimony.
Yes.
Get
Get to know ourselves.
Get to know.
Yeah.
Do you remember when Keith Nestor came
Yes.
and he was talking?
Short. I'm sorry, Keith. But you're short.
He's he's one of my
amazing,
favorite
yes.
speakers.
Yes. He's doing the Rosary on America again.
He's doing it again?
Yeah.
I hope he stops by again.
Yeah,
Dude, I have a picture with him. I tagged him. He followed me back on Instagram, and I told him that I was gonna start like doing like youth group and all those things. And he messaged me back, and he was like, "No, like seriously, stay in contact if you need." So I was like, "Oh my goodness, like this is like amazing. I have this like great speaker and like theologian and Catholic that." He converted from being a Protestant. I forgot what denomination he was before. So I'm like, oh my god, he has all this knowledge that like other people wouldn't have. And I deleted all my social media, and I forgot that contact is gone. I totally forgot. I might have to ask for that after we're done recording. But there's one thing that he said in his podcast, and not in his podcast, when he came to visit us, that like I found so beautiful and so true. And he goes, a true testimony, like not a true testimony because everyone has their own testimony, but he said a beautiful story is Jesus came into my life and he made everything like so much better, like sunshine and rainbows. And he goes like, in his case, and what I would say in my case was of a true testimony was my life was like, okay, I could have kept living it fine, but through Jesus, I had to like throw that all away. So it's like a wrecking ball came to like
Yeah.
my life. So my testimony is pretty. It's pretty like average, I would say. Um, I was born and baptized Catholic in Puerto Rico. I'm from Puerto Rico, if you don't know, but obviously you don't. But um, I was baptized Catholic. I went to mass as a child till like I would say the age of like 6 or 7, and then I didn't even think I started taking like catecismo. I don't know how you say that in English, just catechism classes.
Catechism, yeah, just
Yeah, that, and then when we got here to Texas, I was around 8 years old, and we just stopped going to mass.
mm,
And then I got into public school. Um,
okay. Oh, that's later. So you hold on. Sorry. So
no,
your
go ahead.
parents, your parents are Catholic then,
My
by
my
definition.
by definition, yes.
Okay.
My dad, he was born and raised Catholic.
Okay.
My mother was born and raised evangelic, and then she married my dad, but you know the rules.
Yeah.
So she like did confirmation and all that, but and so she married my dad through the Catholic Church. But I ask her sometimes, and I asked her the other day, and I was like, "What do you classify yourself as?" And she says like 50-50.
Yeah.
So that's the case over there. And then my sister currently, she also went to Catholic school with me. As of this moment, she's non-denominational, so that's like my home aspect. But that's like that might be difficult faith wise sometimes, but just know the way that I see it is in the Bible. God says that as long as 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, He will always be there. So I know that God is my home, and I know that He blesses us all the same or all in different ways. But that is difficult in a
Of course.
Catholic
Yeah.
standpoint, and then I might go into that like in a later episode or something like that. But just sticking to the testimony, I got here. I did not go to mass at all. I got into public school, and then this is when just like chasing like satisfaction started. I got here. Everyone was like, "Oh my god, the kid from like a kid from Puerto Rico." I'm like, an island. They're like, "Who is this guy?"
Island
And
boy.
no, yeah, and I got like I would say I started getting popular, but I was kind of like I was just a funny guy. I would always be making jokes, and like so that kind of made me popular. And then I started like making friends. They all started later on. Like you get to high school, they started smoking, they started drinking, they started doing drugs. I got to a point that I it took me forever, and thanks be to God, I had amazing friends that when I did like start getting curious, I did start like smoking marijuana and all that. I sound like a grandfather. Smoking marijuana. When I started smoking marijuana, my friends would not like let me do anything bad in the way that like I could never take more than 2 puffs. Or if they saw that I was doing it out of like I was sad or I was frustrated, and I would ask for that because I would never pay for my stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not paying for that. Like, if my friends got it, let me
Yeah.
just slide in the rotation. But,
I get you. I get you. Yeah.
no, yeah,
Yeah.
but hi mom, hi dad, if you're watching this. But
Yeah. Sorry.
they know. But yeah, that I was blessed that I had good friends, and they never let me do that. So plus I had soccer next period, so I would like smoke, and then my lungs would almost collapse because I would have to
Mm,
sprint.
yeah.
But that's where all the chasing of satisfaction started. I just martial arts, being popular, being karate, all that. And then one day I just realized, and I was curious, and I feel like we all as like youth go through this at one point, because you like reach out for a lot of people, and you like always want to be there for people. And out of curiosity, I said, because I texted a lot of people in a day, or I just checked up on a lot of people in a day, and one day I just decided to put my phone down, and I said, I'm not gonna check on anyone. Let me see who checks on me.
Okay.
It's nothing, dude. Like my phone was. I think one one girl texted me, and she was like, "How's your day?" And I was like, "I'm doing all right." Because like I was about to, nobody else has texted me.
Thank you.
Thank you. But yeah, that was like a big like thing for me, and from there I just decided that like I needed something, and then thanks be to God, like I started getting curious in my faith, that I started reading the Bible again, like by myself, and I would. This is something I struggled with, which I wouldn't say is anything wrong if you're listening and you're like, oh my God, that's all that I do. But I felt like my entire faith life was just dialogue with God. So I didn't have a prayer life, I had a dialogue life, which it is prayer, but I wouldn't say I knew my prayers, but I felt like most of my conversations with God was me talking and me like asking, and just like,
which is not bad.
Which isn't bad, but I feel like when you get to know your prayers, you get to understand more of the, like, God's point of view. Because if you're living off of dialogue, I feel like it's you conversing off of what you're seeing and what you're living. But once you get to know prayer, you get to like, it's more of a both ways type of thing. So that was my life, and then through amazing friends, I got invited to the church, and then because I came here to St. Teresa's, and then Father forgive me, but I got so bored, and then
bro, you got bored. I used to make fun of you.
Dude, I remember this was when I was a kid, but whenever you would kneel and you would pray while you're on kneeling, I would look down. I was a child, in my defense. Maybe I was 10. But I would look down and I could see my shadow, and I would like play with the shadows.
Oh, same.
I feel like every child did that at one point. But that was my testimony. I just realized that I was very alone, and I was always looking for satisfaction in things. And I started doing like drugs in a way. I started smoking, and then prom night. I would talk about prom night, but I forgot most of it. But yeah, after like living those moments in my life, I realized that there is something that will give you not only satisfaction but love and grace, and that's something that I can live every day of my life, and that's what brought me back to my faith. So that's my testimony.
Nice. Thank you for your testimony.
Thank you.
When you said something about the shadow, the little puppy.
Yeah.
Bro, I feel so bad for the ladies or the old ladies who were behind us, just looking at us. They were like, bro, this kid is distracted.
What is he
doing? Stop. If you're watching this, I'm so sorry. It's not my intention.
Doña, if you're
Perdón. But yeah, man. Yeah, that's us. Is that us? And that's me. Kevin. What else would you want to talk about?
I don't know, man. Is there anything you want to cover? I feel like we've pulled a lot from nothing. Like some things were like insane topic changes out of nowhere,
right?
But it was connected to something. I hope that y'all find that. But I don't know. Do you want to stop there? Is there anything that you want to end on? Is there anything that you want to like talk about before we go? If you're like to the people of the Catholic and people debating to be Catholic nation.
Become Catholic. Just do it. Trust me, it's way better. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard, but it's better. It really is hard being Catholic. Honestly, it really is. People probably think they're like, oh, being Catholic is easy, whatever. You just have to do this and do that. But that's, I'm sorry, but that's people who do not practice their faith. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because when I actually started practicing my faith, I was like, oh, this is kind of hard. This is a little hard.
I got to do this daily? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
No, yeah. It's hard. I remember someone sent me a video once, and it was like, I don't know what movie it's from, but it's like a clip where it says, is it worth it? Oh no, it's like from Men in Black, when the agent, I forget their letters, but like when the guy that isn't Will Smith, his partner, says, no, Will Smith is asking, and he goes, is it worth it? And he goes, yeah, if you can handle it. So,
oh, I seen that. Yeah, I seen those memes.
No, yeah.
But yeah, man. I mean, we can end it here. Or keep going. How much is it? How much is it the time?
How long?
Is it 40 something?
been recording for like 40 minutes, probably by now.
We have a guest.
Oh, you want to introduce our guest?
Yeah. We totally forgot about our guest.
Dude.
Just someone still recording.
Dude.
It's not.
Dude.
Did it overheat?
It might have.
Anyway.
Oh no!
We have it here.
Do you want to explain it to this over here?
So guys,
So,
there's a black
if
screen
you
because
can-
Seba's phone kind of overheated.
Now we can definitely talk about spiritual warfare.
Right? That's funny. But our guest is here. You know, they're here somewhere. Oh, it died.
My phone. I was at like 50%.
Yeah.
We only talked for like 40 minutes.
Sebas? Oh yeah. And me.
Episode 1, man. Episode 1.
Oh yeah. Oh wait, I can show the setup.
Oh yeah.
Oh, so we put some Faustina back up, but yeah. So this is set
our
up.
chair situation, our camera situation.
Yeah. So there's our camera right here, so where you see us. Wait, I should be recording this way, huh? Well, whatever. As you can see, we are very not professionals. So,
We grow, you grow, we're all growing.
We grow together.
We're all growing together. over here.
Exactly. But yeah, so this is our little table. You know what I'm saying? Our chair situation is kind of dangerous.
They're probably gonna. Mine slid off halfway through, so it was like you can probably see that I scoot over to the left. Because I was
So yeah, this could be the intro.
Hey guys, studio tour.
Studio tour. We have, of course, the best part of the studio,
Amen.
Jesus and Mary.
Amen.
Yeah, and our guest, Mr. Gary.
Gary?
Mr.
I
Gary.
forgot that was his name.
Yep. I'll be right back though. I'm gonna
Would you like anything to hydrate
give a call.
yourself?
I'm good. Well, actually, a water, please. And yeah, I'll be right back. All right, guys. So thank you for watching. Sorry that camera cut off, but spiritual warfare. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Once a week.
Let's do it.
Once a week, yeah.
Once a week.
Once a week. We don't know what days. Tuesday works for you. Wednesday works for you. We don't know when.
Tuesday. You guys will know because
Yeah,
it'll be posted.
Yeah, we'll post it. But it will be once a week. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Pray for us. We'll be praying for you. Give thanks to God. Glory to God. Glory to God. So yeah, thank you guys.